Hello, and welcome to Recapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at ReCapping Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. Ashley.
Hello, darling.
What it is? What's up?
That the song on your heart?
Apparently. We have a busy headlines and hot topics this week. A lot of interpersonal changes are happening in Hollywood. I guess with everyone being on strike, their personal lives are making all the news.
I mean, not that they weren't prior, but it's
Before,
definitely
true.
Something is in the water. We're supposed to be going into cuffing season, and yet I feel like people are like, fuck that, I'm ready to be free.
Someone online was like, Mercury is working overtime in this retrograde.
Seriously. People said cuffing. Let's have a toast to my divorce over here, okay?
I was going to say, dancing with the shackles off, apparently. So let's start off with some really sweet news. Rihanna, aka Riri, and A$AP Rocky share first photos of baby son Riot Rose. Rihanna and A$AP found love in this hopeless place, and they have produced 2 babies. And they made a Riot Rose debut this week. Rihanna is looking fucking amazing, but are we surprised? Absolutely not, because those shoes alone. Whoo-wee! Ashley, there was speculations during the Super Bowl halftime show, like, what's going on? Is this really a baby announcement? It sure was. And baby Riot is joined by his older brother, RZA, who is 16 months. What did you think about these pictures? I love that they're controlling their narrative, right? Releasing these pictures of the happy family.
All right. I can't remember before knowing that the baby's middle name is Rose. I feel like that's unique, especially for a boy. And then I couldn't get over A$AP's earrings. They were very distracting to me.
You know what? I didn't even notice them.
Girl, these emerald drop earrings. I'm like, sir, how much did these cost? It's the accessories for me. You taking away from the baby announcement with all
that
this.
Is too funny. I mean, we are talking about 2 fashionistas here in this relationship, and we had our opinions about A$AP, but Riri seems very happy.
Yeah.
And looking at these pictures, I'm like, you know what? He is a beautiful man. His skin is amazing. But no, I didn't even notice those emerald earrings until now.
Yeah. I was so distracted. I was like, you just said, I'm about to come jeweled out on y'all for this baby announcement. But they look amazing. And I can tell already that the youngest is going to look just like the oldest.
I was like, they're going to be borderline twins.
It's going to be like the Shumpert kids or the Woods. Now that Jordan's sister is getting older, I'm like, so y'all are just identical twins.
Carbon copy.
It's
literally
crazy. But yeah, beautiful. Love to see it. And I'm glad that the family and Riri and everybody seems happy and healthy for sure.
Girl,
we've been riding with Rihanna. Let me say her name correctly. We've been riding with her for a long, long time. So to see this stage of life for her just makes me happy.
Absolutely. Congrats, Riri. All right, let's go ahead and get into the BS. I am looking at NPR. Rolling Stone founder John Weiner under fire for comments on female and Black rockers. Apparently, this man is writing a book called The Masters. It is a 368-page volume of interviews with musicians such as Bob Dylan, John Lennon, Bruce Springsteen, and others. Notably, all 7 interviewed subjects are white men. The journalist, David Marshus, as Weiner, why not similarly famous female or Black rockers like Janis Joplin or freaking Stevie Wonder made the cut? And he decided to say the men he interviewed were, quote, kind of philosophers of rock, and that no female musicians were as articulate enough on this intellectual level as men. And as for the Black people, Ashley, he says of Black artists, Stevie Wonder, genius, right? I suppose when you use a word as broad as masters, the fault is using that word. Maybe Marvin Gaye or Curtis Mayfield. I mean, they just didn't articulate at that level, he said. There has been fallout since these comments, Ashley. So much so that he is removed from the Rock Hall leadership from controversial comments. This is the freaking Rolling Stone, Ashley, and we talk about their list all the time when they do like the greatest singers of all time. And I feel like at this rate, they do it to troll people to get the, people talking about it at this rate. But can we talk about the unconscious bias in this man's comments?
I don't think it's unconscious. I think he's downright racist.
I was trying to be nice.
And sexist. And
that's the corporate way of saying it, I should say.
Yeah, he thought he was going to be able to say these things for some reason in 2023, and it wasn't going to make a splash. Like he literally said in the CNN article that I'm referencing, maybe I'm old-fashioned and I don't give a bleep or whatever. So you think that your racist and sexist views on white male superiority are old-fashioned? That's all they are? It's just an old-fashioned way of thinking. Okay.
This man has so much power, Ashley, controlling the narrative of the music industry all the way down to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It actually, I saw in this clip from, I believe it was Good Morning America, Janet Jackson, when she got inducted, she was like, please induct more women. And I'm like, yes. I think the thing that's most shocking about these comments is, one, is not very shocking, but to your point, for him to have apparently zero fucks to give to say, put that in black and white and print it for the world to see.
Yep.
Is the level of audacity that had me just mouth agape.
Yep. And I do not accept his apology. Denied. I speak on behalf of the entire Black and female communities as a whole.
Wait, we have that intersection situation going on here, right?
Denied. It's bullshit. You said what you said. You meant it.
I'm like,
now you're only apologizing because of the fallout. But it's not just that. It's the audacity. It's the audacity. I did not pay this much attention because I was like, honestly, it doesn't even justify much comment from me. You sound ridiculous. Black people created these genres of music that you love and are inspired by and all these things. To try to claim that women or Black people do not have the intellect required to speak eloquently on this music is absurd.
Tina Turner could have been in these masters. You know how many Rolling Stones and the Beatles who were like, oh, I love Muddy Waters. Oh, I love Little Richard. Like, please.
It's just very disgusting and disturbing. And yeah, unfortunately, still not surprising. I typically think that a lot of the folks who are in these positions of power, particularly white men, hold views like this until proven otherwise. These are just my thoughts. So, it's unfortunate that he proved me right in this case.
Just for context, the magazine was founded in 1967 and rocketed to prominence with its visually striking covers, investigative journalism, and lengthy interviews with top musicians. He sold the controlling stake of the magazine back in 2017. So he's a wealthy man, and he's probably was thinking, oh, I'll just make this coffee book, put some dollars in the pocket and everything will be fine.
Yeah, this would not be an issue whatsoever if you just said, these are the people that I was the biggest fans of.
Yes.
These are my favorites of the category of rock and roll music. Cool. No problem. That's your particular taste. No one has anything to say about that. It's you choosing to say that other people just were not up to the level to qualify to have a conversation with you about it that makes it disgusting. So fuck off.
Insanity. Well, this happened just last night. Apparently, Sophie Turner is signaling to Joe Jonas, we are never, ever, ever, ever getting back together. I am looking at W Magazine, Taylor Swift and Sophie Turner do revenge dressing in New York City. When I woke up this morning, started my social media scroll, and I saw these two arm in arm. Sophie got the belly out. I was like, she ain't going back to Joe. Oh, whenever you're linking up with Taylor, revenge is the word of the hour. I gotta cackle out of this, Ashley. I need to know your reaction.
Taylor Swift is messy.
Very.
Who called who? Like, you did not have to insert yourself into this narrative, Taylor, but it definitely tickled me, the speculation and the conversation that it inspired on social media, because we just talked about the fact that the public was not happy with the portrayal PR-wise of Joe and Sophie's divorce. So the fact that she never put out a statement beyond the divorce statement they made together, and she, kept it cool. But then you step out with Miss Taylor Swift, not only Joe's ex, but also the queen of breakup ballads and all those things. Like, this is definitely a statement. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And who called who? Like, I really need to know. Taylor was like, I've seen the headlines. Let's go out. Like, is that what happened? Apparently. Were y'all friends before? Like, what I need to see.
Sophie was a fan of Taylor before, and so that was always a joke when she got with Joe, but
she wasn't a part of the squad.
She was not, no. She was too busy being Queen of the North.
Yeah. Fascinating. Taylor is messy. That's the moral for me. Taylor,
what is she doing? She's
messy.
Recording 4 of her original albums out of spite. Taylor's version.
I mean, like, this is my shit. I don't know what y'all thought. True. This is my music.
Woo.
Oh, so let me say something real quick before I forget, Delora. I'm sorry for this insertion, but a couple weeks back, we were talking about Tom Holland and Zendaya, and I have to correct some information. I said that Tom Holland's daddy was a musician. He is a comedian. Oh. He is a comedian. I'm so sorry to that man. He
had a public platform, but I wasn't exactly sure what.
Yeah, I listened to that back and I was like, oh, cringe. I'm so sorry. He's a comedian. Check out his shows. I'm sure he's performing somewhere in the UK. Dominic Holland. So there you go.
All right. So Daytime Talk is having a time in the midst of the WGA strike, and Drew Barrymore is Exhibit A. We were just talking about this last week on how Drew made the decision to go back to work despite the strike. And she was getting all types of heat. It got really hot for her, Ashley. So much so that she decided to make, again, this hostage video, just like Ashton and Mila, coming off like, I know this is hard, but this is the decision. Social media ate her up alive. So much so that she was like, you know what? I have decided to go back into production after the strike. In her words exactly, it says, I have listened to everyone and I am making the decision to pause the show's premiere until the strike is over. I have no words to express my deepest apologies to anyone I have hurt, and of course, to our incredible team who works on the show and has made it what it is today. We really tried to find our way forward, and I truly hope for resolution for the entire industry very soon. And shortly after Drew Barrymore made this announcement, the talk decided to pause, as well as the Jennifer Hudson show. But Sherry show was like, oh, the show will go on. And guess what? Apparently she's paused it because she got COVID, Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
But what nobody's really putting a lot of heat on is the fact that Live with Kelly and Mark and Tamra show, they're still going, but they say that they don't employ WGA writers. However, The View, people are like, okay, now do The View. Yeah, I think it's interesting because we had this conversation, especially with the Jennifer and Sherry and even The View with Whoopi. Like, these are actors who were part of SAG. So I don't know what exactly is going on here. So, okay, it says here, I'm looking at Yahoo Entertainment. It says Drew Barrymore pause talk show return until the strike is over and others follow. Here's what's happening. Apparently, Whoopi has said The View is different from most other shows because they are interview heavy programs with off the cuff segments like Hot Topic, as part of an explanation why they're still on the air. So I don't know. Some people don't like it though. Ashley, are you surprised so many shows followed Drew Barrymore's decision?
No, because we talked about this last week. She was getting all the heat and was the one who kind of was the catalyst to start the hoopla. And we saw the other shows kind of following along. So now it's no surprise that once she pulls back, everybody else does too. But I think it's interesting to try to figure out why that is the case, why Drew has this cachet to have these other shows following her lead. And I think I heard it on another podcast. Somebody made a good point of Drew just has a reputation and a status that none of her other peers necessarily have in the same way in Hollywood. Like, Drew has been acting since she was a child. She's a legacy in Hollywood.
Nepo.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And so and her show is centered around a different level of compassion and like personability.
Yes.
That's not the word I'm trying to look for. What's the word I'm looking for?
Connection, empathy. Like, she would sit on the floor cross-legged to have a conversation with someone. Yeah.
It's just very personalized and very intimate type of relationship she creates with her guests and with her audience. And so I think there is something to be said for that. But for sure, I think of the actresses and things like that we talked about, you know, J. Hud, Sherry Shepherd, Whoopi Goldberg. Like, Whoopi Goldberg is number one to me, but still in a different category than Drew Barrymore, who is actress number one, right? Like, I still think of Whoopi more as a comedian number one. She may not agree, but that's kind of how I think of Whoopi. but I just think, you know, for her star power, I can see why she has kind of led the conversation. But they definitely lit her ass up. So it was not surprising that she backtracked. Because I think I said last week, I'm curious to see how this plays out and if she's on the right or wrong side of history. And it seems that she's chosen to remove herself from that conversation. So
Francesca Ramsey, I love following her on social media. She called what Drew did in her hostage video an acknowledgy. She's like, it's not really an apology. It's you acknowledging that you hurt some people's feelings and you feel very sad about it, but you're still going to move forward regardless. And
yeah,
I don't think that video was up for a full day, Ashley. I think it was.
I guess maybe she could try to throw a little money at it. That may be the only thing that may make some people feel a little bit better, but we'll see.
All right. On to some foolery. TMZ. Tory Lanez mugshot release. Transferred to state prison.
Oh, I got the best laugh of my day off of this fucking mugshot.
Looking crusty and dusty. I would just be bald at this rate.
Exactly. What has he done to himself? Well, I was just literally minding my business and this popped up and I said, so his biggest concern was what he was about to do with his hair? Like, I hope he's figuring out some protection. I hope he's figuring out some skills to survive instead of whatever hair transplant toupee he done thrown on his fucking head. He looks crazy.
Insane.
Somebody said, why does he get to keep his nose ring, though? I'm like,
I saw that. Especially if he's going to prison. And as a reminder, Tory Lanez has been sentenced to 10 years behind bars after negligent discharge of firearm, assault with a semi-automatic firearm, and carrying a loaded and unregistered firearm. And this is all connected to him shooting Meg Thee Stallion in the feet. Well, there's still people out there actually talking about free Tory Lanez. The man is recorded confessing to the crimes that he has been charged guilty with.
His last words after his last court appearance were directed vulgar language toward Megan, the reporter, who has been covering his case all this time. Yeah, God bless y'all. That's all I have to say. If you don't want to believe it, if you don't want to believe it at this point, you're never going to believe it, right? So y'all do y'all, and he's going to serve some time. So hope those hair plugs or whatever he has, that skunk on his head lasts.
Speaking of Tory Lanez supporter, Drake is beefing.
What a segue.
With the Halle Berry. I'm looking at people.com here. It says Halle Berry reveals she told Drake no when he asked to use her photo for new single art. Quote, not cool. The Academy Award winner has elaborated further on her feelings about her image being used as the cover of Drake and SZA's Slime You Out song. So it was pretty big last week, the anticipation of this song featuring former exes or their current exes, former lovers, Drake and SZA collaborating on the song. And one of the pictures to promote the single is the photo of Halle Berry being slimed at the popular Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. The People.com article has someone on Twitter say, well, I do understand your side. That photo is owned by Getty Images, so I'm sure he got their permission and paid the fee. Why you mad? And then Halle says, because he asked me and I said no, capital N-O. That's why. Why ask if you tend to do what you want to do? That was the fuck you to me, Not cool. You got it? Ooh. He still has that picture up on his social media. And I went on Apple Music in preparation for this conversation just to see if the cover change, it is not the same. But even now, on her social media, she says, sometimes you have to be the bigger guy, even if you're a woman. Ashley, are we surprised by these antics from Arbery?
I wouldn't say surprised, but I think it's disappointing that you have somebody who is an icon like Halle Berry and someone that I thought Drake has been a fan of. And yet,
right,
when you don't get permission, you still would go against her wishes in this way. Like that does surprise me a little bit from Drake. Not to say that I know that man or I vouch for anything about his character, because I don't. But I did think that he took his, icons seriously in various ways.
Hiding my son from the world. I was hiding
the world from my son.
Was
that the line? Or was it the opposite?
I don't know. It might have been
hiding my son from the world. I was hiding the world. I don't remember the line.
It was a mess.
Speaking of lines, I also saw that people were referencing a rap lyric he said about Halle Berry years ago, where he said something like, I'm going to get Halle Berry pregnant and no one can stop me. So people are bringing that up in the conversation regarding consent, right? So, Drake, I don't know what Drake has been on over the last few years, whatever, between the Megan Thee Stallion stance to this, to just various things. Like, I'm not a Drake fan for real anyway, like a lot of people are. Like,
not anymore. I
like his hits, usually on the radio. I bop to him, sure, but I'm not like a Drake fan to any capacity. So, it kind of came and went for me. I love me some Halle Berry, though. So if Halle Berry feels disrespected, then we're disrespected. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that is,
and the kids today kill me, because I feel like people only see it as like, oh, well, she should be flattered because Drake is talking about her. Like, this is Halle Berry. Exactly. Like, I know y'all kids today didn't grow up with her in the height of her career, but put some respect on the legends of industries.
Period.
She is the first only Black woman to ever win a freaking Academy Award, and still the only one in Best Actress category. Put some respect on the icons and legends of these industries. She does not need Drake. She does not need Drake.
At all.
So when an icon and a legend tells you not to do something, I'm going to need you to listen. That's all.
Exactly. All right, Ashley. And speaking of the interpersonal relationships of these celebrities, we like to say it's pumpkin spice latte season. It's I'm getting divorced season, apparently, because everybody breaking up. Let's start with the surprise. Two of them has happened recently. Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. Jeezy, in particular, filed for divorce, and everybody is wondering what happened. We still don't have news on what happened in this relationship. And frankly, it's none of our business, but they have been married for 2 years. Their relationship made the headlines because she was notorious in saying she didn't want to have any children, which led to the divorce of her first husband, who was a white man. And so that's important to note, because I'm going to get to that in a minute. Jeezy, who has been, rap legend, they get together and we're like, oh, okay. And she talked about how much she felt secure in this relationship and that she needed a man to lead her. And I was like, oh, what is he reading to you at night? I'm curious. No, just
sunk in place.
They have this beautiful baby together. Honestly, the last post that she had before this news came out was her promoting Jeezy's new book. So the reason why I brought up her first husband being white and Jeezy obviously being Black is because on The Talk, she once said that dark meat is for the side, and she likes her meat white and lean or something, mean and lean. It's the best. Ashley, were you surprised by the news of this announcement?
I've been shocked by all of these divorce announcements. There has not been one that I was like, oh, I saw that coming. I'm like, wait, damn,
Exactly.
wait, what?
Girl.
This one shocked me because, to your point, she talked so highly about how their relationship altered her priorities, altered her mindset, altered her life so significantly, particularly with the security of feeling like and moving past her feelings about having children, which was from childhood trauma. And when they originally got together, it was odd coupling, right? I was like, wait, y'all are coming from two very different worlds.
Absolutely.
How'd y'all even meet? What do y'all talk about? But they seemed so solid. And again, she spoke so highly of their relationship. So when this was announced, I was like, not only are y'all getting divorced, but he files. Ooh,
exactly.
Girl, what's going on? But the speculation that I've been seeing the last couple of days is that they had differences in family values and expectations, and that neither one of their needs were being fully met. So what exactly that means has yet to be disclosed. But, maybe Jeezy didn't like the whole talk about, I need a man to complete me. And I need, somebody that's going to lead the family. And maybe that's not his ideal marriage, possibly. But that's all just speculation. Remember, I told you I was watching that Family Feud episode, and they said, name the things that, it was like a fill in the blank. Name the things that women would brag about. And the top ones were marriage, body, kids, and recipes. So, I thought maybe that's a lot of people's mindset, but maybe not, because that shocked the hell out of me.
Well, speaking of his new book, it's his new memoir called Adversity for Sale. You gotta believe. So how is this press tour going to go if you're filing for divorce right before? I mean, wouldn't you do something like this after? I don't know.
It depends on what's in the book. I haven't read it. I don't know what he's talking about. This is just another adversity, I guess, he's going to be overcoming. But is he going to talk about it on the book tour? Because then I may have to step out for the mess.
Insanity.
Coming to a city near you.
I'm looking at InStyle. Hugh Jackman and is her name Deborah Lee are devastated over their separation. They have been together for 27 years, Ashley, and have decided to separate. I remember when he came on the scene as Wolverine, because I'm like, who is this man? With all the muscles. And when I found out that he has been in his marriage with his wife for many years, and the fact that she's older than he is, I was like, okay, sis, get it, girl. They met in 1995 on the set of an Australian show, and they tied the knot in 1996, and they have 2 kids together. Girl, I love Hugh Jackman so much. I feel like he's the best actor in the whole entire world, but he comes off as a sweet, genuine man. And so for me, seeing this type of news, I'm like, oh, no.
I saw somebody say in the comments, girl, 27 years, take a nap and get over it. Like, I'm not getting a divorce after 27 years, but I don't feel that way. I think that life has phases and certain things run their course. And 27 years is a successful marriage. I don't think all marriages have to last forever, for a lifetime, to be considered successful. They might have gotten to that stage of, hey, we have a great relationship and a great friendship, but I don't want to touch your body parts anymore. Could be that.
He's 54. She is 67 years old.
Yeah. Maybe they both want to try out some new things. Try some new horizons, but it is tough 27 years. That is tough.
In an exclusive statement to People, I'm now looking at people.com. They say, we have been blessed to share almost 3 decades together as husband and wife in a wonderful, loving marriage. Our journey now is shifting, and we have decided to separate to pursue our individual growth. Our family has been and always will be our highest priority. We undertake this next chapter with gratitude, love, and kindness. We greatly appreciate your understanding and respecting our privacy as our family navigates this transition in all our lives.
God bless. I saw Hugh stepped out with Ryan Reynolds, so I'm glad he has old Ryan for some
without
support.
A ring. Yeah. And just speaking to the latest breakup, and this is at Cosmopolitan, because I literally Googled celebrity breakups 2023 because there are so many. There's so many, Ashley. And the latest, which came as a shocker, is Tiana Taylor and Iman.
Oh, this one hurt the most. This one hurt me.
Girl. Again, similar statement. We're the bestest friends. We've been together for 10 years. We've been married for 7. We ain't ever played with or about that. They have 2 beautiful children. There's no infidelity in this situation. They made that very clear. But they were so cute together and stylish and free and girl.
I don't even know what to say about this one. When she said that there was speculation, I was like, I didn't even know that there was speculation. I didn't know anything about this. I didn't see the rumors of people talking because she had been seen out quite a bit by herself and all this and that. I'm like, I thought y'all were rock solid. Y'all had a reality show. The last I remember, obviously the support during his Dancing with the Stars stint, which is still some of the most incredible choreography and moments that I've seen during my run of watching Dancing with the Stars. I mean, and they seem like they had such a solid connection, but you never know what's going on in other people's relationships. So that's why I just cannot get this invested. But this one did. I was like, what's happening?
I don't want to end on this note, but I find it very interesting that Danny Masterson's wife filed for divorce shortly after his 30-year to life prison sentence was just aired last week. Didn't she just say, oh, we're still together, we're rock solid, has no interest in divorce? And it literally the next week it's like, oh, filed for divorce.
You know who has even more egg on their face is Ashton and Mila. It's like y'all put out these statements because the family wanted y'all to show support, and she quickly files for divorce.
Insanity. Insanity.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on standing by him, but thank y'all for that. So,
man, this is crazy. I hope everybody doing all right and not influenced by mercury being in the microwave. All right, Ashley, what do we have going on next week?
So we have been rolling through these in conversations, guys, and we have another one coming y'all way. This one is with one of my friends, one of the people I connected with during my time at the American Black Film Festival, Travis, who is a filmmaker, a producer, an actor, multi-hyphenate, really, right, Laura?
Super talented young man.
Yes, doing his thing out here. The best networker that I may have encountered thus far out here doing the damn thing. And yeah, we just wanted to have a conversation here about, his journey, as we always get from everybody here, about some of his future goals. And, as always, some great gems to share with all of you guys. So we have that dropping on Tuesday and cannot wait.
It's really good, y'all.
Yes. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming back for another week of headlines and hot topics. Let us know y'all thoughts on what's going on in these pop culture streets, because it's getting messy out here as we get into the fall, honey.
Exactly. Cuffing season. And speaking of cuff it, check out our recap or our experiences of Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour, where we had a gaggle of girls. It came out this week on Tuesday. It was a lot of fun. Check it out.
Please do. Love that episode so much. Guys, please give us a rating, give us a review, give us a follow on all the socials. Share this episode with your friends, family, loved ones. We appreciate you guys so much. We'll be back. But in the meantime, as always, be blessed.